Yeah, we're not in our gym gear, but this is more of a mental workout. Just something that you can tap into before the beginning of your day so you can get started. Key little business bite-sized tips.
All right, hi everyone, we are Pixeloute.
That's right.
This is Fabian Thorpe.
Fabian Thorpe, and this is Leif Wallace.
All right, and we are introducing our new show, which is called Business Workout.
Yeah, we're not in our gym gear, but this is more of a mental workout. Just something that you can tap into before the beginning of your day so you can get started. Key little business bite-sized tips. Remember, it's muscle memory, isn't it, Leif? The more you practice it, it's the easier that it will be when you want to tackle it moving forward.
And today, we want to share with you 5 business development tips to help you in growing your business today.
That's right, that's right.
So Fabian's going to be talking, so I want to ask you, Fabian, just give him a bit about your background and then we can go.
Bit of my background, wow, look, you were talking about 15 years of experience in business. Of those 15 years, 12 to 13 of them I've worked for myself. And I've worked in different industries from hospitality, investment banking, commodities trading, property. I have worked in Nigeria, Dubai, America, UK, Cyprus. Okay, I've been around.
This is really interesting today because we get a lot of people asking us about how do you grow your business. And normally we speak on marketing consultancy side.
Correct.
But because Fabian is our business development director internally and co-founder of Pixeloute, he has the experience of growing sales teams.
Correct. That's right.
And has been able to do that for over the years. And I want to kind of speak to you today. Where would you start for somebody who wants to be able to grow their business? Where would you think they should start?
I've kind of trying to track this down, and when we spoke about this topic, I said to myself, what can I come up with 5 fundamentals as to the important foundation when it comes to developing and growing your business? So the first thing I'm going to talk about is to say be knowledgeable. And these may seem really basic and they may seem really like, okay, Fabian, that makes perfect sense, but typical. But it's amazing how many clients we meet that have a really good idea or have been doing business for a while. And once we do a little bit of research in their industry and we highlight certain points to them, they never knew about it.
So it's also being knowledgeable about your product and service.
Correct. And you have to zone in exactly what you do, because being knowledgeable about your industry as a whole is great, but people aren't there to speak to you just about your industry as a whole. For example, if you're a restaurant, it's not great knowing about every kind of food that's out there. You need to be knowledgeable about your speciality. If it's you're an Italian restaurant, know what region of Italy, what kind of food, what ingredients, what's up. The more you increase your knowledge on your specific business type, it's the more interest and the more the value in your offering increases.
Can we even take it a step further and say even being knowledgeable about your customer and defining that customer?
Absolutely. So this really is, first of all, I know my space. I know what my product offering is. The next point is going to be, do I know about what my customer's offering? And the more I know about my knowledge space, is the easier it is for me to identify who my customer is. And not what you think your customer wants, but what your actual customer wants.
Which means you need to go and talk to people.
Exactly, absolutely.
Give me a second thing, number 2.
Number 2 is know why you're doing it. A lot of people have good business ideas, but they don't have the passion behind it. They don't know exactly why is it that they're engaging in what they're doing. So you need to know why is it that you are involved in what you're doing. What's getting you up in the morning? If money is your only motivation, forget it. Forget it now. Because the minute that you don't have money, what are you gonna do? So the key point is know your why and ensure, and I always say this to people, when you're going into business, ensure that your passion is what drives what you're doing. Ensure that you enjoy it. You have to be passionate. And you have to be enjoying it, because when things are down, you're still motivated in order to push forward in what you're doing.
All right, so that was good. So first thing we need to do is be knowledgeable about our product, customer, very knowledgeable. Second thing, know your why. Give me number 3.
Number 3 is develop a strong network. They say your network is your net worth, right? It's not what you know, but who you know. There's all of these things. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I think what you know gets you into the building. I think who you know can open doors, but what you know allows you to stay.
So somebody could know a lot of people.
Correct.
But that doesn't mean they have the right thing to offer.
Correct, because your network can get you into places, but then your knowledge is what keeps you there, and how your application puts in place. So you need to focus in what you're doing, and you need to ensure that your network is bang on point. You're targeted, you're focused. I now have my knowledge base in place, and I'm going to ensure that I spread out and I manage my network in place. In there.
So give me some ideas. How can somebody grow their network?
I think there's so many tools right now. The way the internet works, let's keep it simple. LinkedIn, amazing. Amazing. What's really good is that I would first of all I'd write down a list of say 5 of the target areas that I'm trying to achieve. And then I look at the surrounding businesses in those spaces that are communicating with my customers. Not necessarily just competitors, but other associated businesses that are communicating with my customers. Let's give you an example. For example, I'll keep the restaurant example. I've opened up a restaurant. Ideally, and it's an Italian restaurant, ideally, I would love to find people that like Italian food. But what are the surrounding businesses that host or have those kind of people? There may be food groups, there may be a Just Eat campaign, it could be Groupon, it could be various different other business points. I touch bases on those because that's where my customers looking. So your network is very strong, and also partnerships. Look at partnerships. You have a restaurant, and you also know that there is a social club coming through, or a conference, or there's a number of offices nearby. What do? You do specific offices, offers to those offices. That is the way in which you can galvanize and ensure that your network is strong. Because when you build your network, when they see value, and there's two-way value, so it's not just one way. So the important thing is ensure that when you are giving value, you're getting value. Partnerships are always longer when there is an exchange of value.
Okay.
If the value is one way, after way, the partnership will break down. So always think not just what can I get, but what can I give.
And you know the principle, well, we believe it, give and it will come back to you.
Without question.
It's like giving more than
Exactly.
you actually receive in the process as well.
Just pause. In January this year, we decided to start what was our Pix 100 initiative. We've completed over 8 or 9 events this year.
200 plus people on our email list.
Over 200 plus small business on our email list. Leif, how much did we charge for these events?
Free, 100%.
Did we charge for any of these events whatsoever?
100% free.
But what has the return been as a result of these events?
Man, like sold out. This month, our event this month was sold out 2 weeks before the actual date.
How many people did we register for the event?
100.
So
And we've got X amount
on the waiting list right now. That is because we had to make a sacrifice to give value, and in giving value this year, we are now receiving value. That is so important.
We're getting support, real support.
Real support. All right, next up.
Right, next one, number 4 in 5 business tips to help you successfully go. Give me number 4.
This one is so key. It's called be adaptable. The landscape is changing so much. Never just be fixed in your offering. You have to move with the times. The internet is changing, social media is changing, your offering is changing. You're keeping tabs on what your competitors, you're keeping tabs on the need of your customers. Always be adaptable.
Now, on that point, do you think it's good for people to consistently keep asking hard questions about their service offering, their product offering?
Absolutely.
Keep asking hard questions. Is it
Absolutely.
good? Is it up to par? The customers love it.
At a previous event we had, Desiree spoke, right? An amazing presentation. Hopefully we'll put her Twitter handle down there so you can see it, right? And Desiree said one thing which was really key. She said that you need to ensure you set milestones for your business so that you can constantly have them as benchmarks to recheck your progress. And that's what's key and massively important here. The milestones for your business are important because when you keep rechecking against these benchmarks, you then know, are you adapting or has things changed?
So that's why people need to be setting goals in business.
And not just long term, short term tangible goals. When I speak to someone and say, what's your business goal? In 5 years, I want to make £1 million a month. That's great. But what's going to happen in 3 months? What's going to happen in 5 days? What's going to happen in 5 months? What's going to happen in 5 weeks? That is the key points what we need to focus. So you've got to be adaptable in this phase of what you're doing in
Keeping your
business.
ear to the market, like industry blogs,
Absolutely.
paying attention, and then knowing how to.
Leif, this is like a relationship, right? Imagine you're in a relationship and you're not listening to your partner. How long is that relationship going to last?
It's not going to last long enough.
All of a sudden you wake up and the bags are packed and gone because you weren't listening. It's the same thing with business. We invest more time in our businesses than we do in our personal relationships. So how could we not keep our finger on the pulse in business. It's a
This is our business workout. These are
workout. I hope you're doing push-ups.
Push-ups.
We're squatting right now. Yeah, we're squatting about business, and we're
Alright.
keeping it moving.
So, this is really good. 4 points. Let's
4
start
points.
through so far.
That's
Number
right.
5 just before we close.
Number 5 before we close, and this point is probably supersedes every other point which we've discussed about. Humility.
Okay.
Humility.
This is a big one. You know,
And
even,
this is
even
hard.
Kendrick said it. Be humble.
Be humble, right? Kendrick said it, be humble.
But when you
Listen,
talk about humility, give me more into that. What do you
when
mean?
I mean by humility is having an ear of understanding and listening. One of the most powerful aspects and powerful uses in business is patience. You have to be humble and you have to be understanding, specifically in relation to and aware of your environment. Humility is so important. The ability to learn. When you're speaking with new suppliers, when you're speaking to new customers, when you're thinking about venturing into a new area, being bullish and being targeted into growing that area is really important. But humility is so important because
It's a fine balance.
it's a fine balance. It is endearing. Listen, okay, salute to Gary Vaynerchuk, salute to a lot of these guys. They're very bullish and there is this kind of lead and charge of entrepreneurs right now. But one thing that you see with specific entrepreneurs as well is that as much as they're bullish, they also are extremely humble. They also realize that this takes work. This is not a game. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but you can be an entrepreneur in every aspect of your life. And what I say by that is that entrepreneurship doesn't just mean you run your own business.
It's like a way of life.
What did we say? At the beginning, we said that the number one company that you have to run, regardless if you own your own business or you work for someone, is yourself limited. And if you can't run yourself limited, you have no chance of making it through life. Forget a business. So the key thing is that humility helps you to run yourself limited, and you have an entrepreneurial mindset. No matter whether it is your own business, whether you are working for someone, you adapt those same principles, you learn, you grow, you develop, so you can transition between anything else. That's so key. That's so important.
I mean, guys, 5 tips.
5 tips.
That is just I've done push-ups, I've done some squats.
We've done squats.
I've done some jumping jacks.
We've got in.
Just
we,
just
review,
5 tips. Just
review the 5 tips.
5 tips again.
We
Number
said
1,
first of all, be knowledgeable. Super key. Know your market. Know your customer base.
Okay.
Know your environment, your business environment. Be an expert in your environment. Key number 2, it says know your why. Why are you doing it? What's my passion? What is driving you to wake up in the morning? If you have a cold and if you just lost a big contract, are you just going to run away?
Wow.
Should you ever have been in this business?
Right.
You got to know your why. Next up is afterwards, have a strong network. Network, net worth, understand that connections open doors. Knowledge keeps you in them. But once you have that knowledge, if nobody knows about it, you've got to go out to get doors open. Next up, be adaptable, flexible. I'm able to handle all terrain. Be like the Range Rover. The Range Rover, I love the Range Rover Vogue, my friend.
Yeah.
I can be cruising in the street. I don't own one, by the way, but you never know what happened next year. Soon come. Yeah, I like that car because yes, it's a great car for the street and for the city lanes. But then if I need to hit the field and go to the countryside, I'm there. It's adaptable. I can just switch. We gotta be adaptable. We gotta be like a Range Rover. If you're watching this, that's a plug. We should get a couple cars. No, I'm joking. Right. But last but not least, humility. And I say this supersedes everything because the challenges we faced whilst starting Pixeloute there's a lot of time where humility's had to knock on our door and we've had to humble ourselves. And we're still growing and we're still going forward and we're still pushing and we're still showing you our journey. But humility is fundamental, it's paramount, that if you cannot exhibit humility, I think you're gonna have a real tough time in taking on that journey.
Well, guys, we thank you for watching us today.
Absolutely.
Today's our dress down day.
Absolutely.
We just are seriously thankful, and if you want to know more about Pixeloute and what we do, just go to our website www.pixeloute.com and to find out more details. Also, like this Facebook page.
Absolutely. And share this. If you know anybody else that would be interested and benefit from this, hit share, type in their names, bing, spread the news. It's free.
It's free. All right, guys, you take care and have a great day.
Have blessed. Be blessed. Good.